But obviously, breaking tonight, an historic day, one that both Republicans and Democrats described as, quote, a sad day. The first former or current president of the United States to be arrested and booked in federal criminal court. Former President Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to all 37 counts in the indictment, alleging that the former president illegally kept hundreds of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago home, even after a subpoena to return them, potentially risking the disclosure of top secret national defense secrets. The former president is defiant, proclaiming his innocence from what he describes as another witch hunt, and he accuses President Biden's administration of targeting him, the leading GOP challenger. The former president is on his way to his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, where he will hold a fundraiser tonight and is expected to deliver remarks about this day and the charges he faces. Correspondent Mark Meredith is outside the Miami courthouse tonight with our lead story. Good evening, Mark.
Brett, good evening to you. Things have calmed down considerably out here compared to earlier today. The former president was only in the courtroom behind me there for a few hours, but the impact of what happened today is likely to last months, if not years, as now the government he once led is charging him with multiple crimes. The former president, though, remaining defiant, and he says he's ready to take on what is likely to be the biggest legal challenge he's ever faced.
I think it's going great. I think it's a rigged deal here.
Minutes after leaving a federal courthouse, former President Trump stopped at a Cuban restaurant to tell supporters he's not quitting his presidential bid.
We have a country that's got nothing but problems. We're a nation in decline, and then they do this stuff.
But earlier in court, Trump kept quiet, not even making eye contact with special counsel Jack Smith, who's charging him with 37 federal felonies. Trump, in his signature blue suit and red tie, let his lawyers enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Outside the courthouse, Trump supporters flooded the streets, ready to show support for the 45th president. His spokesperson even rallying the crowd, claiming Trump is being treated unfairly.
We have seen the rise of politically motivated prosecutors who don't care for impartiality, who don't care for due process or equal protection of laws.
Trump was electronically fingerprinted, but not handcuffed. No mugshot was taken. He's been ordered not to communicate with any potential witnesses. U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, who Trump appointed to the bench in 2020, will now oversee the case, which could start at the peak of the Republican presidential primary. Trump is fundraising off the charges, releasing ads like this one.
But here's the thing. He'll never blink.
Accusing the Biden administration of political interference. Today in Miami, one of Trump's challengers, Vivek Ramaswamy, echoed his claims.
When you have a Department of Justice that has actually abandoned its own rules of fairness in bringing an indictment, that means I don't believe anything that's even in there.
Trump's longtime aide, Walt Nauta, was also in court today, but did not enter a plea as he is still seeking legal representation. The government accuses him of conspiring with Trump to hide documents from investigators. Trump did not stay in Florida very long. At this hour, he's making his way to New Jersey, and as you mentioned, he'll be speaking to his supporters tonight from his golf club in Bedminster. Also want to mention something that happened because it had been fairly peaceful out here for much of the day. It was as the former president's motorcade was leaving this federal courthouse that we saw a man dressed in prison gear, kind of the black and white stripes, try to rush the motorcade. Quickly, we saw Miami police detain the man and try to push him down to the ground. But it was one of those surreal moments on what else could be described, Brett, overall as just another surreal day. Brett.
Exactly right. Mark Meredith live in Miami. Mark, thank you.